Hey guys, welcome back to another blockchain news video. Today we're going to be covering quite a lot of different articles. I got plenty of cryptocurrency news and some blockchain news for you guys. We saw that Bitcoin hit above, actually right at above 8,400. So that was pretty interesting to see today in the past 24 hours. We're going to continue to see how that's going to play out throughout the week and into the weekend. But this is definitely a great rally, not only for Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency as a whole, with how events are taking place throughout the Middle East with Iran's attack and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these articles. First up, we have Abu Dhabi financial giants bet on blockchain to help ETF ecosystem. So the Wisdom Tree Investments, located in New York, and Abu Dhabi Investment Office, other investors like SE Currency, aim to integrate blockchain tech into the exchange traded fund ecosystem. So the ETF ecosystem, we're seeing how Abu Dhabi's investment office is trying to get involved with this. The people that are trying to bring this ETF product were the ones that also brought a physically backed Bitcoin ETP that is listed on SIX, which is the Swiss stock exchange. So they stated that we have identified areas for exciting innovation within the ETF ecosystem and in financial services more broadly. The cool thing is that they are currently building blockchain-based market infrastructure tech that is going to have universal identity and compliance framework to work with to facilitate global liquidity. And also it's supposed to be blockchain agnostic and in compliance with numerous other policies. So they're going to try to support ledger to ledger transactions across multiple blockchains. So pretty big claims here, but very interesting to see Abu Dhabi get involved with this whole blockchain tech and the ETF ecosystem. So very cool to see. Next up, I wanted to cover this article. It just states that Iran ignites stock market doom. Even the Fed can't save a Dow Jones crash. So essentially, we're seeing the stock market Dow Jones futures crash by 455 points at their lowest point. As conflict with Iran intensifies, the US stock market is vulnerable to a big correction, especially with markets reacting negatively after a liquidity injection. And even a rate cut in 2020 may further slow the equities market. So it's just important to make note how the stock market just moves with events around the world that may mean a potential conflict between countries or even a war. How the stock market kind of moves downward, and seems like Bitcoin reacts positively to uncertainty. When people fear in their own stocks, they seem to look for cryptocurrency. So that's pretty interesting. Next up, we have Telegram releasing eagerly awaited update on future of TON. So TON is their blockchain. So right now, Telegram is confirming that they're not affiliated with any websites stating that they are selling the coin grams. So in August, it was reported that a secondary market for gram tokens had sprung up and was seeing returns in excess of 400%, despite Telegram claiming that any resold tokens would be canceled. So the TON blockchain will be decentralized. Telegram has said that it will likely never develop any applications or futures for the TON blockchain itself. Rather, it is Telegram's goal and hope that the decentralized community of third-party developers and others will contribute to the TON ecosystem. So through the development of applications and smart contracts. So now we're starting to see again, and I really think this is due to the SEC lawsuit that had sprung up, that these developers are kind of stepping back from developing applications and any other projects on their blockchain and bringing it forth as decentralization. So I don't think people are probably going to be too excited about that, because we did see how another blockchain like EOS and other blockchains, they're brought into the world. People get excited, people start using them, developers start to get involved. They got to learn the technologies, they got to apply themselves. And then, by the time users are kept waiting, projects get extended and products take longer to come out. The currencies, in this case, TON's currency grams can be affected, and users and interest would be affected also. So just important to keep in mind, sometimes when you do see these big companies get involved, it doesn't necessarily translate to success, even not only in the short term or the long term. You really got to keep an eye out for the ones that are building. So let's go ahead and move forward. We have Android platform is now home to Coinbase Pro trading app. So just some good news for some of the people out there that are fans of Coinbase. Now you can go ahead and use it not only in iOS, but also on Android. So this is good news for people that are on the Android platform. And right now, yep, I think that's about it for that. So let's go ahead and move forward. A big piece of news that, to be honest, I don't know how I missed this. December 12th of 2019, so it's been a little bit, almost a month. Binance added fiat payment options with Paxful partnership. So I thought it was just a few countries that were supported, but Binance is stating here that it has partnered with peer-to-peer crypto marketplace Paxful to integrate its virtual Bitcoin kiosk, which will allow customers to buy crypto with over 167 fiat currencies. That is correct. So some of the currencies supported are the Russian ruble, Vietnamese dong, Indonesian rupiah, Nigerian naira, Colombian peso, British pound, Mexican peso, Canadian dollar, euro, and Argentine peso. Paxful and founder Ray Youssef said that his company had offers from some of the top 10 cryptocurrency exchanges, but will only be exclusively available on Binance. So that is a big achievement there for Binance. But as a whole, I think this is a big achievement for the cryptocurrency space and also the blockchain space. I'm very excited to see these different currencies being supported. I think that there are a lot of human beings out in the world that are not banked, that don't have access to a bank account or even to some more freedoms that other people around the world can enjoy. So this is going to be amazing news. So if you didn't know about this, I just wanted to go ahead and highlight it just in case you missed it. And they also acquired another partnership with DApp Review, which offers data-driven research and advertising services to blockchain-based decentralized applications. So this deal should help Binance develop a range of exciting dApps and create new uses for blockchain tech. So they're going to keep innovating. They're going to keep bringing stuff out. So Binance is definitely upping their game there. Next up, we have some blockchain news here. NatWest and Coadjute form blockchain consortium to streamline home buying in UK. So NatWest is forming a new distributed ledger technology consortium with the aim to streamlining the process of home buying in the UK. It was stated that in the past, in the future, this is gonna make it easier for home purchasing. It should should aim to be cut down to 3 weeks from several months. Some of the other software providers, which are also part of the consortium, are Redbrick Solutions, Search, Acumen Property Data, Desres, Estate Agency Software, and so on and so forth. There's quite a few. The project will focus on offering NatWest customers with complete transparency over the entire home buying process through a companion app. In the same sector, HSBC recently announced that it has completed 2 blockchain letters of credit transactions, one between firms in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, and another between firms in Oman and Abu Dhabi. One of the advantages of blockchain letters of credit is that it completely takes out manual paperwork as well as associated costs. So just some more ways on how to see how blockchain is making global trade faster, simpler, and being adopted in different ways. So the biggest one, as we know with cryptocurrency, is finance, but we're going to touch on some different ones here in the coming articles. So next up, we have blockchain will save the food industry $31 billion by 2024 thanks to IoT convergence, IoT being Internet of Things. So where some analysts think that blockchain is not going to grow, other ones are saying and stating that the food industry will grow up to 31 billion by 2024. The figure comes from various hypotheses, the primary of which is blockchain's burgeoning relationship with IoT tech. The use of IoT sensors and trackers will reduce retailers' costs by streamlining supply chains. Nothing particularly revelatory in that yet. Juniper says 2021 will be where substantial savings kick in. So IBM, Oracle, and SAP are the leading players in combining the two technologies. The report notes IBM's Food Trust and Watson platforms, while SAP has Track and Trace and Leonardo. This intimates that the strongest players when it comes to traditional ERP and database systems hold a significant advantage in this arena. So today, transparency and efficiency in the food supply chain are limited by opaque data, forcing each company to rely on intermediaries and paper-based records. Earlier this month, Juniper argued that blockchain-based business-to-business cross-border payments would beat 4.4 trillion by 2024. So there's just a lot going on with this supply chain technology implementation, and also we can recognize R3 and Ripple, Finacle, and Guardtime. I don't know what those last two are, but R3 and then Ripple are also involved in this hunt for improving the food industry with blockchain. So that's pretty cool to see. So the WEF blockchain can achieve social impact in 2020, but only with greater governance. Essentially is stating the World Economic Forum states that breakthrough in social impact can happen in 2020, but only once the resignation around governance turns into recognition. The economic body noted a change over the past 12 months as the move from hype to quality began, yet the launch of Facebook Libra in 2019, which contained more than a few missteps, as well as interventions from other central banks, give grounds for only the most cautious optimism. So this is just good to make note of that, we do have the Facebook Libra coming out. They're trying to hold their ground, even though we've had the US political leaders kind of speak against it. They don't want fintech to get involved. Big tech to get involved into fintech. So it's just good to see that back and forth. Even though it is Facebook, I'm not gonna support the Libra. I could care less for their token. It's good to see some big company kind of taking the hits and moving forward. It's gonna give other ideas to other companies. If Facebook is making these mistakes, other projects that come out in the future for social networks can definitely better integrate their products, or who knows, maybe Libra might end up being the one that people end up using. So we'll see in the future. Next up, we have Chinese courts are increasingly using blockchain to help settle legal cases. So here we have, according to a report from Xinhua news agency, smart courts in China are increasingly making use of a number of innovative technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain in order to settle millions of pending legal cases. The report also highlighted the fact that more than 31 million litigation activities in China from March to October were settled through the blockchain and AI-powered smart internet courts. So that's pretty cool just to see blockchain being used to help Chinese legal systems. And that's what I hope to see in other countries as we keep moving forward. And this was pretty recent, December 16, 2019. So pretty cool to see that piece of news. Furthermore, in blockchain, we have, this one was actually posted on the 6th of January, 2020. From bean growing to bean counting, Farmer Connect launches coffee Provenance App with IBM Blockchain. So if you weren't aware, IBM has had their own blockchain that they've been working deep with blockchain in different areas, and now they have CES Farmer Connect, a startup which aims to tackle traceability in the farm to fork journey through IBM's blockchain, has announced the launch of a new consumer-facing Provenance app. The app, called Think My Farmer, will allow coffee drinkers to trace their coffee as well as support the farmer who grew the beans. That is very, very big. It will pull information directly from the blockchain, in this instance, the same technology behind IBM Food Trust, to present information around farmers, roasters, and brands. It will also offer information on sustainability projects and coffee communities, and an option for consumers to support them. So this is actually really, really cool to see this information come out. You know, this application that it's bringing forth these coffee drinkers and the actual farmers that are growing the beans. How many people around the US itself are not just absolutely addicted to coffee? And I think farmers are not getting what they deserve in regards to compensation, or maybe even some donations from consumers to support them. That would be really cool. So research in 2017 argued 2 in 3 millennial consumers preferred to buy coffee which was sustainably grown and responsibly sourced. And that's very true. As the millennials continue to grow into the older generation, we have different interests. We do care about where some of our products are coming from and connecting with the people that are providing those products. So that's really cool. There's definitely a lot more information in this article. So if you want to look that up, that's going to be a good read for anybody out there interested in some more info about this application. So next up, we also have Oil and Gas Blockchain Consortium goes ahead with project around expense approval. The OOC Oil and Gas Blockchain Consortium has collaborated with Canadian software firm Guild 1 to successfully test the industry's first blockchain application for authorization for expenditure balloting. So AFE focuses on cost and expense approval, particularly in the upstream oil and gas process, whereby large expenditure is required with regards to exploration, development, and production. So just further integration of blockchain taking place here. Very, very cool to just kind of see that. And actually there was some more info here. This time last year, post-trade management platform VAKT announced 3 new strategic investors in the shape of oil and gas giants Chevron, Total, and Reliance Industries, which are among the five of the world's top 10 largest oil and gas companies by market capitalization. VAK's blockchain-based platform is set to be the world's first fully operational enterprise-grade blockchain solutions that assures major efficiency gains and cost savings for post-trade processing, including trade finance. So it's very important to keep in mind that even though the cryptocurrency, this is the reason why I'm bringing these articles up, just more focused on blockchain, is a lot of people sometimes think that just because cryptocurrency isn't moving, there isn't things that are going on or taking place in blockchain and across the world. So I'm bringing this information so people can stay aware on all these things that are taking place. Very big stuff. So Chevron and Total, these are 2 gas companies that I do recognize, and it's interesting to see them get involved, right? While mainstream media doesn't cover any of this information, they are doing it, and people are not realizing how big blockchain is really going to be. So next up, we have Cisco and IBM win new blockchain patents around 5G networks and package theft. So this one was pretty cool. We have Cisco won that patent as per a November 26 filing from the US Patent and Trademark Office. Cisco submitted application in June 2018, blah, 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 blah. IBM has also filed a patent. Okay, this one's interesting. IBM has also filed a patent for a system that makes use of blockchain tech to prevent drone-enabled package theft. As per the filing published by the USPTO on November 12th, IBM will track drone altitude using an IoT altimeter while continuously uploading that data to a blockchain secure platform. So that's very cool to see how IBM is essentially stating that they want to be able to track these drones that are going to be bringing packages to people. Just something that companies like Amazon are trying to bring forth. So this is going to be very interesting to see. Packages in future will be fitted with an altitude sensor that will trigger an alarm if there is a significant altitude change outside of the preset criteria. The GPS-enabled IoT device will transmit its exact location data to a tracking module once the alarm is triggered. So that is very cool to see how, again, another area where blockchain is going to be impacting and coming together with 5G to help our way of life. So that's very cool. I also have a article here. AMD joins the Blockchain Game Alliance to help foster adoption in video games. So AMD, as you may or may not know, they are currently the top ranking provider for CPUs here. They have come a long way from about 3 or 4 years ago where Intel was just absolutely dominating. And their presence in the Blockchain Game Alliance is pretty interesting, as they are going to be providing the CPU and GPU chips needed to help game developers efficiently use blockchain-based features. Again, one of the biggest things with blockchain was also not only cryptocurrencies, but seeing how gaming could use could incorporate itself with blockchain to have items that could not only be purchased in one game, but also be kept track of and took to another different game. So something that we haven't really seen in gaming today, but would be very interesting for people out there that are gamers and stuff like that, and that can really help the collectible market, or collectors market, I'd say. So there's actually a blockchain out there, I think by the name of Wax, that does kind of run something very interesting where they have their currency based market kind of system where they're able to trade items from games and stuff like that for currency, or cryptocurrency actually. So this is going to be very cool to just see AMD support blockchain and step in this bigger role. They're stating next generation blockchain game platforms will give gamers access to exclusive online content and provide new ways for them to truly own it. They will also provide game publishers with new channels to distribute digital game content. So again, just building on that blockchain peer-to-peer service, right? Building on taking out the middleman. So I am very, very, very excited to keep seeing more of this, because I do enjoy some gaming. So seeing how gaming and blockchain are going to come together is one thing that I do try to keep an eye on. Additionally, AMD and Ultra will work together to optimize cryptographic computing performance on the platform for gamers using AMD processors and graphics cards, and will continue to explore additional collaborative activities in the future. So just in this video alone, I brought you not only cryptocurrency, governments, right? The housing markets, how they can be better from blockchain, the food supply chain, social social media, governments and legal cases, coffee with farmers, oil, gas companies, 5G networks, IoT, gaming industry. And yeah, there's just definitely been a lot of news to cover in this video. I did want to highlight just this article. It is kind of one of those articles that essentially they're just highlighting some bad news, but I did want to mention how EOS, the EOS blockchain, did raise $4 billion, and the article says here has dropped over 30% since. I don't really care for the price at this moment. The thing that I did want to highlight was similar to how Telegram, Ton blockchain, they're stating that, you know, they raised money, and then they're now stating that, you know, users are they're depending on the community essentially to build apps. And you know, I laugh because I remember when I first was exposed to EOS and the promise and all that excitement, I've now taken a look back and noticed that EOS in itself hasn't really put out any dApp by themselves other than the community, what the community's brought out. And I think all this decentralized excitement and all this good stuff, it's really big, but I think it's big right now in the concept of cryptocurrency. I don't think people are really gonna be banding up anytime soon within communities to get new blockchains, to have new developers, to figure out new tech, right, with new different programming languages and stuff like that, right, and different protocols. And that's what we saw with EOS. You know, it kind of annoys me, honestly, because the blockchain in itself has a lot of perks. I think it can do well in the future, but that frustration of how users have gotten annoyed with the lack of actual app usage. You know, there's a lot of bots that contributed to activity in the past, and it's been a huge issue, and it ended up just being overhyped. So right now, what I do know, the providers of the EOS blockchain are working on their own social network called Voice. I'm not even gonna put it up here because they announced a beta for their big event in June last year, and we still don't, you know, there's a sign up website. It's just, you know, it's not hard to make, honestly. It's like a landing page, and we're not seeing anything. So that's part of the reason why I did want to bring this blockchain news kind of channel. I really want to help people out there, even if today it's just 20 to 30 people. I want to help people out there understand that there's a lot more going on than some of the when moon projects and some of the overhype that there can be in the cryptocurrency space. I do care for cryptocurrency, but I think there's other interesting pieces of information and technologies that blockchain can impact. So, and we're gonna need those, right? Especially if you're a cryptocurrency like enthusiast, all in all, and you don't care for any other use cases, you're going to need to see blockchain be adopted in other ways, so that people that are just not everybody's interested, right, in building their own private, having their own money like be handled by them and be private or be on a blockchain. Or, you know, some people prefer that comfort of having a bank, and you know, it sucks, but it's something that may change in the future, right? That idea. But right now, what we do need to continue to see is these great achievements, these pieces of news that are coming out, companies working hard with blockchain so that cryptocurrency can continue to be observed and more mainstream, more adopted, and brought to people around the world. The same way that Binance added their fiat payment option Paxful to 167 fiat currencies. I'm still blown away. I'm going to keep reading more into that later on after this video, but it was just insane. And last but not least, I did want to mention that Apple may remove Coinbase's mobile app browser from the App Store. So this is just to make note of the fact that everything we currently do have and use is pretty much centralized to a certain extent. And whenever a company either gets too afraid for whatever reason, they can decide to kind of push it off the platform or remove it. So today it is Coinbase, but tomorrow it could be other wallets like Trust, Argent, or MetaMask. So right now the application is still on the App Store since this announcement on December 29th, 2019. So I'm not really too worried. I think once the Coinbase CEO came out and kind of spoke out, I think Apple's not going to do something rash, but you never know. So it's just important to keep that in mind. After Google banned the Ethereum wallet MetaMask and then reinstated it, and then kind of what happened with YouTube and YouTubers within the cryptocurrency and space getting banned and then getting reinstated and so on and so forth, or getting censored back on the 23rd. So that's just interesting to keep in mind. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the like button. You can definitely subscribe to my channel for more crypto and blockchain news updates, and I'll see you guys on the next one.